Hello nature lovers, I'm Adam Barralet of Crystal Connections, and tonight I wanted to talk to you about essential oils. A certain family of essential oils, the citrus essential oils. Now I think what happens, because they have slightly similar aromas, people lump them all together and go, oh, they're just about abundance and joy and all that kind of thing. And that's kind of like saying, well, all Australians are all the same and there's no difference between them. That is absolutely not correct. So tonight what I wanted to do is share a little bit about how the different citrus oils are different, how you'd work with them and when you'd work for them in different ways, and show you that each of the citrus oils are actually purely different in their personality and their spiritual trademark, I guess you could say. Now, you know, physically, they all smell the same. They're all really great for optimum immune system function, for digestive system, and a couple of other things as well. But let's take a deep dive into how you'd use your citruses spiritually and when you'd reach for one over the other. Now, if you're an essential oil lover like I am, what I'd really recommend is grab your essential oils, your citrus oils, and as I'm talking about them, I want you to kind of smell them and just really connect with what I'm saying and see how that kind of works for you as well. So, sorry, Sharon's just saying, oh, she loves so many of the citruses. Awesome. Good. Well, thank you for tuning in, Sharon. So let's start with lemon. Lemon is an amazing essential oil. It's probably one of the citrus I'd recommend that, you know, most people start with. It's known for its great detoxification properties. And just like it gets rid of all the rubbish out of our body, it's really good for getting rid of all the rubbish out of our mind as well. So it's really good for wiping away negative attitudes. It's really good for negative thoughts and that type of thing, and helping to get rid of boundaries. I want you to think of lemon like the sun. Now, all the citruses are associated with the sun, but lemon is the closest. Now, when we think about the sun, what does the sun do? It can bring life, and we need sun to grow, but it can also take away life. It burns, it dehydrates, it has that kind of yin-yang ability to it. And lemon does the same. It'll get rid of what's not good, and it will actually help what does service to boost as well. So when you have restrictions in your life, when you have boundaries or obstacles in your life, then lemon is going to be a really great one to work with. Now, we're working with mahogany obsidian this week. Lemon, you might want to pair with that sometimes. It has this real uplifting nature. It's kind of like, I want you to imagine it's been a gloomy, utter winter. Now, it may be real winter, or it could just be you've had a real gloomy time recently. We tend to hide in bed and it's all dark, and then we open up the windows and we're like, let's bring the sunshine in. Well, lemon does that on an energetic level. So if you've been ill for a long time, it's a great one to diffuse or to bring that light back into your life. Whenever you need to get rid of darkness, heaviness, then lemon is absolutely amazing for that. So I really like using it in that type of way. The other way lemon helps to fight off those restrictions, so it actually allows our wings to unfurl. It works really well with the crystal seraphonite. And so if you need to kind of lift up and be a little bit higher in that kind of way, then work with lemon. Absolutely amazing in that type of real context for getting rid of what doesn't serve you, bringing that lightness back in and helping you lift up. Where I really like to recommend lemon for is those that tend to dull their light and kind of play small so they don't upset other people. So women, I find, do it with their husbands. So that there's what they want to do and they have their passions, but they've got to kind of keep their husband happy at the same time. Lemon would be a really good one to overcome that, because if we are not showing who we truly are, then we're actually punishing everyone in our lives, as well as the universe, as well as our God-given right to be on this planet. So lemon is absolutely amazing for getting rid of the old, letting in the sun, and helping you to shine as well. Now, we move from lemon to orange. Orange, whereas lemon is very much about freedom and getting out there and shining, orange almost brings us inwards. And it is, you know, when people smell orange, and it's when I teach my essential oil classes, orange is the first oil I give everyone, and I watch them smell it. It's almost as though this little smile comes across their face. Now, when we inhale oils, it does go into our brain and it does affect our moods and different things like that. But orange is really to do with happiness and that joy in us. A really great exercise, if you've got your orange now, or once you've finished with this live, pop some orange in your hands, and I want you to breathe it in, and I want you to ask yourself, how do I feel right now? Right now, when I get rid of all the past and all the rubbish from the past and all the stress and that kind of thing, and if I forget about the future for a second, if I forget about all those impacts from the past and the future, how do I feel right now? And what is normally sitting right there is that joy and that happiness. And orange really helps you to connect with that. So when you need to reconnect with your joy and what makes you happy, work with orange. It's another really great meditation to do with orange is what actually makes you happy. Long-term fulfills that soul that's not dependent on another thing or another person. So yes, chocolate makes you happy for a little while, but it doesn't sustain you. What nurtures your soul? Orange can actually help you to do that. Orange as well, because of its joyousness and it lifter of the spirit, can be really good as an abundance essential oil as well. Diffusing it, wearing it helps to draw abundance into your life. So if you're needing to bring in some more money, if you're wanting to sell your home, anything like that, and you want to bring abundant opportunities into your life, go for your orange essential oil. Absolutely amazing like that. Now, moving from orange to the other abundance oil that I like to work with, and that is bergamot. Now, bergamot is an interesting citrus essential oil. It's a citrus, so it's got this joyousness and that happiness that we've been talking about so far, but it's high in linalool. Now, linalool is a chemical constituent that makes other oils, such as lavender, very relaxing. So we've got this calming energy or calming effect of bergamot with that citrus energy. So whereas other citruses are a bit more like, woohoo, and that real joyousness, what you've got with bergamot is you've kind of a bit more, Now, how does bergamot help to bring us abundance? Well, bergamot, it's that yellow and those green colors, so it really comes in with our empowerment and our heart, and bergamot is the best oil I could recommend for your self-worth. And what I've found is the universe will pay you what you believe you deserve. And if you lower your self-worth, then that is reflected in your income and the money as well. So bergamot is absolutely amazing for helping you to feel better about yourself and changing the abundance. So pair your orange with your bergamot, and what actually happens there, you're magnetizing in that abundance from that joyous, happy moments around you, and you're feeling worthy of that joyousness, and so it brings kind of this beautiful alignment of the two, so they can work really well in bringing abundance together. The other thing I really like bergamot for is when you've just had a rough day, and you may not think about putting citruses in your diffuser at night. You'd think of your lavender or your cedarwood or your vetiver or something like that. But because it's got linalool, it's calming, but it kind of gives you a nice joyous as you go to sleep. So consider popping that in your diffuser as well. Bergamot goes beautifully with lavender, beautiful with Roman chamomile, beautiful with cedarwood, any of the other sleep oils. It's great. Just pop it in there. And yeah, I do that when I've just had a bit of a rough day and it's just been a bit challenging in that kind of way as well. So that's our bergamot, self-worth. We then move to grapefruit. So here we've got orange peel, red inside a lot of the time, so we're getting real down to the base and the sacral chakra and that kind of thing. This is where grapefruit is amazing for we use grapefruit, we have it, doTERRA has it in its blends for kind of, smart and sassy, which is our metabolic brain. So it's really good. Grapefruit's got this reputation for helping let's just say, parts of your body that you maybe don't want around, that you want to get rid of. Then, grapefruit can be really nice like that. Grapefruit's been linked to things like, cellulite and stuff like that. So just as it helps to shed the body of what we don't want, it also helps us shed thoughts and emotions and different things that impact our body as well. It helps you to fall back in love with your body. It's good for removing toxic thoughts. It can be good for negative self-talk about your body, comparison, poor body image, not liking the shape of your body, neglecting your body, overworking your body with unhealthy exercise regimes or unhealthy dieting, all the way through to self-damaging, self-harm, and anywhere where you are harming and not honoring your body. Grapefruit helps you to honor your body. It reminds you that your body is here as a spiritual vessel to help you evolve. We all know when we're sick as a dog, we can't get out there and do what we want to do and make a difference in the world. And grapefruit's really important to make sure that we look after and we honor this sacred body, this sacred vessel, because it's the only one we've got, and we can't do what we can if we're not honoring it. It's really good also for, we often say, oh, well, I wish I was a bit more this or less this, or this is different and that kind of thing. But know that people that are absolutely drop dead gorgeous, and I'm blessed to be friends with a few people that are like, they're model material kind of thing. They the only people that come and talk to them are people that are either arrogant or have, really high egos. And one of my most gorgeous friends, he's now before and is having his first relationship now, because the only people that would talk to him beforehand thought he's shy, but he's attractive, thought he was just arrogant, and so you never actually got to meet anyone nice. So be grateful that you're not 10 out of 10 gorgeous. We each have bodies for different things to serve us and to help slow us down or help us progress in different ways, to help different people relate to us. So allow Grapefruit to help you to honor your body. So if you're not honoring your body and even worshipping the body temple, Grapefruit's going to be really great for that. So we've got our greens, our oranges, our reds and our oranges of our grapefruit. We're now going to jump up right to the heart chakra, the green chakra, and this is lime. Lime is really good. I love popping in the diffuser. It's really nice. It just makes you take deeper breaths. I absolutely love it in that type of way. So it does actually almost move into the throat chakra sometimes as well. So lime is really good for helping to remove. It does have that bit of tightness. So it's really good for helping to remove judgmental and negative talk out of your life. Because each time we talk, we're putting an energy out, and I say that each word you say is planting a seed in the garden of your life. So if you're bitching, if you're complaining, if you're down talking, if you're being pessimistic, guess what's going to happen? Guess what seeds you're planting in the garden of your life? Rubbishy ones, and that's what you're going to end up getting. And so lime will help us bring that awareness and brings a more heartfelt, loving communication in the way that we approach the world. It's also really good for negative self-talk and judgmental talk. You know, it's not just about this talk, it's about this talk in here as well, because it's still energy and it's still going to reverberate and recreate in our lives ongoingly. Lime changes that. Lime is also really good at balancing the heart and the mind. So who here, give me a heart if you're an Aquarius, if you're a Libra or a Gemini. Give me a heart. Boo, boo, boo. Or if you know one, I'm sure everyone knows one, give me a heart for that as well. These people being air signs tend to be stuck in the mind and the heart doesn't get a say. Lime sits there and helps to transform the heart and goes, oi, I've got opinions and they matter and I want to kind of, listen to the heart as well. So if you tend to think but not feel too much, lime is great. That's why I absolutely love lime. It actually gives the heart more of a voice and helps you to find balance between the head and the heart in that type of way. It's really good for also relinquishing any heaviness of the heart. So if you've had a heartbreak or, been hurt in love or romance and that kind of thing, works really well. I love to work with green mandarin combined with pink pepper. Pink pepper brings a real clarity of the heart. So green mandarin kind of goes, let's wash it away. Let's kind of give it, zest is a great word for lime. And then the pink pepper is like a sword and cuts it away. Right, let's be clear on what we actually want. Let's not let that rubbish happen again. So really good. That's a really nice one for getting over heartbreak and breakups. Green mandarin and pink pepper. Great duo in that type of way. Right, we then move to tangerine. Now tangerine, if you've got your tangerine there, grab it and take some nice deep breaths. Whereas we've got, our kind of, our warrior, lime is a real warrior kind of energy. Sometimes I joke and say lemon and grapefruit are our strippers. Woo woo! Not the ones that are removing clothes, but they strip what doesn't serve us so that we can flourish a lot more. You've got that real joyous energy of the orange. You've got, what am I missing out? Oh, Paul Bergamot, which is like the chilled one of the group. This is like a party and Bergamot's just in the corner, chilling. Tangerine is your adventurer. Can I have a heart for all the Sagittarians, if there's a Sagittarian watching? And can I also have a heart if you know a Sagittarian as well? This is the best citrus for Sagittarians because Sagittarians, they're the archer. They fire the arrows into the future and they go off adventuring. And tangerine encourages us to do that as well. It awakens our curiosity. And as we get older, what tends to happen is we look for comfort. And we start doing this, we go to the same job every day and we start driving the same way. And we hang out with the same people on the weekends. We go to the same shops. And then after a while, we start to get a bit bored with life. And we're like, well, I've spent the last 10, 15, 20, 30, however many years trying to get comfort. And I've got nothing to, this is boring. What was the point of that? Tangerine goes, oi, let's do something different. Let's spice it up a little way. Now that can be, whether you want to go for a big trip to Israel or whether it can be just, hey, going and doing your grocery shopping elsewhere, going to the markets instead of the supermarket, and just what spontaneous and new things can you bring in? It brings out that adventurous spirit. It helps to ignite our curiosity and that kind of, that desire to know more about the world. The world has we'll never know everything about the world. And I think that's why I love oils and I love crystals and I love animal guides and all that. There's just so much to learn, and it just kind of keeps me ticking all the time. I go crazy. And, it annoys Jonathan sometimes because I'll suddenly start thinking about an oil or a crystal and I'm like, I need to Google and I need to do some research and I need to sit with that. Tangerine wakes that up. It really brings in that curiosity. So if you are getting a bit stagnant in life, bring in your tangerine. Now, the other great thing about tangerine is obviously we feel a bit fearful doing something different and jumping out of our comfort zone, but this is where tangerine is amazing because it's got a protective quality as well. It's been used in Asia for centuries as a protective amulet. You can use tangerine oil and anoint yourself in it if you're going to unusual or different places and you want to feel safe. It uplifts the mind, it helps you be positive, helps you look for different things, be open-minded to different people, diverse people, people that are not like yourself, but it also makes sure you don't get yourself in trouble. Plus, if you're going on holidays, the last thing you want to diffuse around your house is tangerine. Tangerine is absolutely amazing for helping to protect the home. So it's great in that way. So it protects the adventurer and it awakens that spirit within the adventurer as well. The next oil, Kumquat. Now, Kumquat's a bit of a rarer oil to get, but if you can get your hands on it, absolutely amazing. From a chemical composition, I think there's about 106 different components to it. 46, don't quote me, it's 45, 46 around there, and not found in any other essential oil. So I think with Kumquat essential oil, we're yet to realize how amazing it is. Now, when we look at the Kumquat fruit, it's different from all the other fruits. Why? Because the peel is actually the sweet bit and the fruit or the pulp is actually the bitter bit. Normally it's the other way around. So Kumquat is another great abundance one, but what it does is it helps us switch our perspectives. A lot of the time it helps us see the good in the bad and the bad in the good. And so what I love about it is, there's danger. If we see things as all bad, we can't see the value in it. All the bad things that have happened to you in the past have given you strength, have given you wisdom, have helped you to get more clear on what you do like in life. They serve you. And sometimes when we see things as too good, we glorify it. We can be prone to getting hurt by it. We idolize it, and we kind of, we also, if we think that's all good, and then we start that negative self-comparison, well, that's great. I'll never be that good. Kumquat helps us to put everything in perspective. It shows us the flip side. So if you're struggling to see the flip side of something, work with Kumquat. Kumquat also is great for abundance because what it does is it brings in money and good fortune from unexpected places. So whereas bergamot or orange will bring it in from what you might expect, if you need to bring, if you're like, I have no friggin' idea how I'm going to pay this bill, work with your Kumquat. It'll bring in these real great surprises. So I really like it like that. Now, if you have a lofty goal, if you're like, I want to be a millionaire by the end of the year, but I have no friggin' idea, start working with Kumquat. It'll start to bring brand new ideas, thinking outside the square, different perspectives and that kind of thing as well. You can't just diffuse from Kumquat though and you'll become a millionaire. You've got to act, but Kumquat will support you. All the oils will support you in what you want to do. Now, the final one we come to is the Mandarin family. Now, the mandarins are really cool because what happens is mandarin gives us 3 oils depending on where the fruit is. So you can get green mandarin from the unripe fruit, you then get yellow mandarin from the semi-ripe fruit, and then we go around to red mandarin, which is a fully ripe fruit. So whereas we've been talking about strippers and we've been talking about warriors and the quirky ones and the chilled out ones, mandarins are the child of the zodiac. They've got a real childlike energy and they bring a real joyousness, more so probably than, more playful attitude than many of the other citrus oils. So there's a beautiful farmer who farms mandarin, and I love his analogy. And he actually says that the mandarin is like this life cycle of a woman. From that red the green is that represents the child and that kind of blossoming and that potentiality of what will the fruit become. So that yellow mandarin is the mother or the woman out there in the world discovering what she is. And then we come down to the red mandarin, which is that grandmother or that crone energy, that wise one. Now, green mandarin. Let's talk about green mandarin first of all. Before we can heal, we need to deal with the heart. And so green mandarin works with the heart. It works with the heart chakra. It's really good for healing of the heart, really good for inner child issues. So whereas lime is good for heartbreak, inner child issues, or things that have happened in the past in your childhood, or nourishing the inner child, or bringing back that inner child for you, grab your green mandarin. Absolutely amazing for that. Anything to do with the heart, it's great for that. And being more playful and light with the heart. As adults, we get really serious and we tend to forget about the joy and that childlike energy. If you need that, green mandarin's really good. Then yellow mandarin has that real mother. It's more of the intellect. It helps us to understand, but to be to not get stuck on beliefs. It's really hard to grow and evolve with yellow mandarin. If once we believe we know something, we cut off all other options than that. So if you believe that the sky is blue, even if I can show you and have 100 scientists tell you that it's purple, you won't believe me if you have that really strong belief. And we see that in extreme religious beliefs and different things like that. They can't change their mind. Yellow mandarin gives that playfulness of the intellect so that you learn by being open and flexible with your thoughts. Then we come around to red mandarin. Now that's that grandma, but red mandarin has a real playful energy as well. And you're like, well, hold on, we're grown ups now and that kind of thing. But I want you to think about your life. We come into life and we're like carefree and just worrying about ourselves and having fun and exploring our hands and our body, and we know what we like and we don't like. Then we kind of become adults and we get all serious. And then what happens is we come back round to that, the later years of our lives. We're like, get a bit more carefree and have a bit more fun again. And red mandarin brings that in, but red mandarin brings in that wisdom as well, that wisdom and that joy. So when you're needing to be wise, but also want to be playful, this is where red mandarin is going to be absolutely amazing, and I love it like that. So mandarins are great, they're the child of the zodiac. So there are citrus fruit oils. Is that all the citrus oils? No, there's two more I want to talk about. The first one is petitgrain. Petitgrain is actually not from the fruit. It used to be. It used to be the unripe orange, like the little buds kind of thing. That's why they call it petite grain. But now, obviously, if you take off that, you don't get orange oil. So now we get petitgrain essential oil from the leaves and the twigs. And so it still has that real green smell to it, but it actually has a real bit of a woody smell to it as well. Again, it's another one with linalool in it, so it's quite calming. Now, in order to grow a fruit, and the citrus fruits are all about transformation and change and evolution, what do we need to do? We need to have a branch and twigs and that kind of thing. So in order to be successful with transformation, whether it be changing a habit or changing your life or bringing in abundance, we need to have a strong foundation. How often have you tried to do something but you haven't had, through lack of planning or lack of resources or lack of a strong foundation or support, you've failed. So if you find that you don't get things off the ground, petitgrain is really good. If you're trying to be abundant and your plans for abundance keep falling, have your wild orange, have your bergamot. They'll work with the outside and the inside, but then have the petitgrain to make sure you have that strong foundation. Because of the calming effects of petitgrain, it kind of goes, hey, let's just settle down for a second, let's think about this, and let's plan how we're going to do that. Now, the final one is neroli, which is orange blossom essential oil. What do flowers do? They blossom, they open up. And so neroli is very much to do with the sacral chakra and opening up. So it's really great for, one, helping us with intimacy issues. Now, it does have a bit of an aphrodisiac effect to it, but also just any kind of intimacy. So opening up to people and feeling more comfortable around people. I know neroli is an oil that I work with a bit because it's not my favorite smell, and that triggers, why. And the reason is, in what I do, in my teaching and my performing careers in the past, what often happened is I'm really good at talking to people one-on-one very quickly and, hey, how are you? And cracking a joke and that kind of thing. But when it takes us sitting down with one or a couple of people and actually really opening up and getting to know them, I actually feel quite uncomfortable. And so neroli will actually help you to open up and feel more comfortable around people, especially if in the past things have been a bit traumatic, you've had some bad incidences. It helps you to shed that baggage, and it really is nourishing in that way. Neroli is also really great for helping you think outside the square. So if you need to be a bit more creative, it can help with abundance in that way for being creative. So neroli working with kumquat can be absolutely amazing as well. So thank you so much for joining me. I really just wanted to talk about the citruses, and what really upsets me is that people just go, oh, they're all the same. They're not. They all have different attributes. Physically, they affect us in different ways, but emotionally and spiritually, they do as well. So I hope that's kind of shed a bit of insight, and maybe you've worked out which of the essential oils you need to work with. Now, as you know, I love doTERRA essential oils because they're grown in their native country, and I love what doTERRA does with giving back to people around the world. I've been blessed by aligning with doTERRA to go and help rebuild hospitals and educate girls with what's happening with their bodies in Nepal, reforest areas of Hawaii, and helping orphanages in Vietnam. And later this year, I'm going to Guatemala, hopefully. So that's what doTERRA gives back so much as well. So that's why I'm a big fan of doTERRA oils. And there's so many other reasons. I talk about that on my website, adambarralet.com. So if you'd like to get hold of any of these oils and you're not a doTERRA member, shoot me a private message or shoot me an email, and I can tell you how to get hold of these oils. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure yakking on. Hope it was entertaining. Love you all. Blessed to be.